is this pacifistic son of a bitch?
Hello and welcome to all your traveling natural Jules whatever fans. And as I promised, it's autumn and this is Seitseminen National Park. I'm gonna be at least one night here. Let's see how well I fare. I'm a bit tired, grumpy, so I think this will be short entry. But anyways, I'm just gonna film you some sceneries because there are gorgeous ones here. And I start my journey from the Multiharju ancient forest with which I ended the previous adventure. So let's get it going. There were some thunderstorms there in the distance already, so this is promising. Now it's weekend. I'm expecting there to be quite a lot of people, but then again the weather is iffy. Should be raining tomorrow. So I am hopeful. Oh yes. And already. Just 50 meters or so from the parking lot, and look at it. Glorious. Always forgot this place. How magnificent it is. Yes, there was a forecast of rain today also, but not until 8 o'clock in the evening. But since it's already clouding up, which should not have happened till 5 o'clock, I suppose. And it is 2 o'clock PM, so I think the rains are gonna come a bit sooner than forecast foretold, but it's okay. I've got my rain poncho there and backpack, and I've got all the day. It's shameful that now that I live in Tampere, I have no storage space to store proper fuel for a storm lantern, which would be my preferable choice of light source on these autumn trips, because it's just, well, I could have taken candles and that, but the light from the candle it's really not enough. But storm lantern, you can adjust it a little bit. It is much brighter than candles, so it's preferred, and it is warm light. It's nice natural flickering light. It's just so eerie. I love it. But I've got some flashlights now then. Have to make do with that. It's all compromised, but once again these sceneries. There's nothing compromising about that. Look at how much there's decaying wood on the forest floor. That's just perfect. And there's a car. This is how it should be, all everywhere. Glorious. Now, once again, this is the restricted area where you should not wander off the marked trails. There is constantly small paths. So please, people, please, I say this every single time that I'm here. And even if it's not restricted area, use the marked trails. That prevents the wear and tear of the forest floor there, where it's needed. for the plants and animals and fungi to work properly. Stay on these trails. How many times can I say? Same bloody thing. Well, now I left that Multiharju area behind me and I'm heading to that lean-to, basically. It's there, this is the shortest way, it's 5.2 clicks, but I think I'm here setting my backpack down for a little bit. Just let my back and shoulders relax. I think I'm gonna take that path. It's gonna take a little longer route, but I've got all day. Well, the rest of the day, but there is of it. I think 6 hours of sunlight left, so it's probably gonna be enough. Let's check. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. Let's just stay here a while and breathe. And check the map, of course, yes. That's the one thing. Well, yes, and I still haven't got decent shoes on me since on the last episode I broke my hiking shoes, but these will have to do. They won't hold water, but there isn't much currently. So it stays that way. And I know the trails, so there won't be that much watery bits here. And there are causeways across the muddier bits that they are currently under construction there on that shorter path. And I suppose in here as well, but anyway, this will do. I have got the ankle, what you call them, supports underneath there, so should a little bit protect my delicate joints, but let's see how well they fare. I'm not gonna hike very long distance. I suppose this is something like if it's 9 kilometers, I'm very surprised. 8 to 9 kilometers, I suppose. Now there was a bit more boring forest there, a bit industrial used pines, small saplings and whatnot, but now it starts once again to look like real forest. Thick spruces and of course these causeways now in the autumn time when they are wet are incredibly slippery. I've said to you before, but I cannot address that enough. And those leaves, when they fall onto them, it doesn't make it any better. So it's like sheet ice. And wait till the freezing mornings when they actually are covered with ice. They are pretty hazardous. But careful, tread carefully. Always with good shoes. These are not actually half bad on that friction front, because the bottom are sort of like safety shoe. It's designed to work even on an oily surface, so it's not half bad, but it still is slippery when they are wet. This is actually very good timing, because last week there was a huge now, since Finland is also a part of NATO, there was a huge aerial defense exercise going on here in Pirkanmaa area, and I think it would have been disastrous for me to come down here then, because it was constant jets overhead, at least there in Tampere center. So now it's much more calm. And as the intro indicates, I am still even in this current climate of things around the world, I'm still pacifistic son of a bitch. But anyway, war isn't something you should be proud of, Russians. You are very bad at it. This sort of dark places, now that I've got talking, they are just calling once again for an adventure. Got my trusty blade with me for orcs and trolls. Nice. Nice beaver. Let's check the signs. There's Haukilampi tenting area, camping place, which I have been once. It was quite some time ago, but I'm always sort of hopeful for that lean-to be empty when I get there, so I could spend the night in there. Those lean-tos are just way nicer than tents. I should buy actually the travel lean-to instead of a tent, so I could... Well, this is actually perilous causeway now, but I shall manage. I think that dam there is beavers doing. No, I suppose it... Well, there's eating marks of it once again, so I suppose there is, at least has been at some point, beaver in here. There are quite many beavers in Seitseminen National Park area. It's actually fun, that path which I talked to you about earlier, which one goes to River Cross and further on when you go down to the Soljainen swampy area. There's a small lake, actually it's a river. There's a beaver, it has been there quite many years, and I've traveled through that path many times, and in the evening times when you go there, the beaver is doing its business there, and it sort of causes, when you travel on that path, it makes that alarm sound with its tail on the water surface. It's very eerie. And as you remember, when I was last time here, I was sleeping in that same lean-to. There's a beaver also, and let's listen if it's doing its business this night as well, because it was just sort of like a grinding sound. It was eating a tree trunk there in the forest and there on the lake shore, and then every once in a while you hear sort of a and a tree fell into the lake. It's just brilliant. Actually now I have to find a place to sit for a bit because my feet are starting to hurt a bit. Okay, here. That's an old poo. Very old, I suppose. There's a remnants of it there still, but... Now then, it's a nice little junction, T-junction, in which to sit on this rock a little bit and consider the map. Perhaps I'll eat a bit of my snack sandwich as well. It's nice and quiet here. There was one car on the parking lot there at the Multiharju. Now it's not the most popular parking spot on the National Park, I suppose, but still I'm hopeful that there isn't that much people in here. And I have seen none yet. It's a good thing too that I took a breather down there on that junction, because I was about to go the wrong direction. Now I'm heading the right direction. Consulted the map, so this is good. It's just the weight of the world is lifted here. It's true what they say. It releases good hormones and releases your blood pressure, and it's a good exercise to hike. It's all the right things. And you get some time by yourself. Spend it with your own thoughts and reflect upon your own views of the world. It is just what I need right now. Look at that. All those mushrooms in it. Utterly brilliant. Now here is the junction. There's a poo also here. As you can see, there's got to be some smaller animal, because there was shells of some beetles. But there's a note here. This is actually a very old one. But the hiking route is cut from there far up north. But it shouldn't consider me. This should be okay. There might be some inconvenience because they are renewing causeways here as well, but I suppose this should be manageable. Brilliant. Woods once again. This continuous bombardment of right things. Decaying wood. The smell of decaying wood and mushrooms and wet forest floor, and good grief, it's glorious. Sound of wind. Look at the colors there. Trying to film you silence as well, but my backpack is keep cracking on. As I breathe. Yes, I know the track. There was a bit of a wetter ground. It's okay, I suppose. Plenty of time to dry my socks. Once I get the lean-to, still fingers crossed and it's empty. Hello. Now as there was that foggier ground there, and I already saw footprints of a local animal. There was I think it was a young elk, moose, or it could have been forest reindeer, which there is quite a lot actually in this Seitseminen area because they have planted them here. We hunted the forest reindeer from Finland to extinction some while back, and now there's plans to bring it back. And in the various places of southern Finland. But the problem always is, and I suppose it always will be in this political climate once again, that there is no habitat for them to come back to. They need vast areas of untouched wilderness, untouched forest bits, and this Seitseminen National Park area, and there's a Helvetijärvi National Park nearby, is nearly good enough, but there still is quite a lot of these younger parts which have been industrially used in the past, which are not nature-like forests, which are not, once again, good habitat for forest reindeer. But I suppose this is one of, if not the only one, then one of the very few places where forest reindeer might actually feel like home. And there has been plans for a while now, I suppose, to connect these two national parks, which are pretty close to one another, the Seitseminen National Park and Helvetijärvi National Park, or Lake Hell, which is close by. There are pretty good areas. I haven't been visiting them, but I heard, and there's maps and all the sort of things to confirm that there is quite nice areas. There is, however, huge road which goes straight in the midst of that area, but still it would be worth conserving all of these, connect them to the one huge national park area, which then would be protected by law and would be a very nice place for the forest reindeer to start multiplying on its own. But once again, this current Finnish government is unlikely to do such things, wise things, right things. I'm sorry to say that. Although they are right all along, I suppose, because it's a right-wing government, but not right as in matters that matter. That was a funky sentence. What's with this bloody thing? Yes, it's 4:30. Now the clock. And it's starting to feel a lot like raining, but it isn't raining yet. But you can sort of sense it, you can smell moisture coming. But anyway, I think I'm more than halfway there. That lean to next junction that should be right over there. But rest and check the map there. Took the backpack off for a little while, but now it's just. Sorry, spruce. Take it back. Now it's just easy going. Look at this forest floor. This glorious. This is how it should be. Just endless amounts of logs in there. Different states of decay. Or different sort of animals and plants and fungi to feast upon. This glorious and the moss. Just look at the colors, all the different shades of green. It's just hair starting to stand in the back of my neck. It's brilliant, utterly brilliant place. And tits. Tits always cheer me up. Always has and always will, I suppose. It's a great thing about tits. There is the next junction. That one goes the same place eventually than that, but that's a bit shortcut there. I'm gonna take that, but now it's time to once again sit. And by the way, there's the flight. I suppose it's from Japan to Germany. They often are. It's flyby here on top, but it will go past shortly. Now there was one person just now there where the marshlands starts. Came to Pai. It's running on the track. The trail running is one of the pastimes which I suppose we'll never understand. Why would you wanna run through sceneries such as this here? And anyways, no animal other than human, after they are grown up, they don't run for fun. But actually they might run for fun. Edit that out, that's nonsense. Most of what I speak is nonsense actually. But anyway, here is a little bit tinier woods here, but still it's silent and it's gorgeous. Looky here. There's someone's pine needle is set there to dry. I'll try not to disturb it. It's important. Now this hill was oddly named Wind Hill, Tuulimäki. And where I'm standing, the winds have pretty much died altogether. It's a distant roar there, but nothing in here. For once the name isn't an omen. Funny shit. Perhaps. There you have it, folks. 1.7 kilometers. Or as Nivieros makes no difference, 1 mile. In the third world countries, such as England or Murr. Very old map of the place. Actually here you can see. This is Seitseminen National Park here. And here is Helvetijärvi National Park. And there are some smaller areas which are not official national park, but they are reservation areas and hiking areas and whatnot in between already. So it would be rather easy to connect the two to create the most significant place in southern Finland. Nearly as substantial as the wilderness areas in Lapland would be then. Let's keep our fingers crossed on that as well. There are some trails. Well, I suppose that's the same as that. So it has gone and come out. There's quite a large bridge. Hopefully there's a troll underneath so I can use my trusty blade. So far none, but anyway, 200 more meters to go, the lean-to, and I am hopeful because I think that those tracks were pretty old. It's there where. But now, since I got here, there's the path, which have been a shortcut to a different sort of route out of here, but it's closed, so I have to circle a bit back. Same tracks that I traveled here, but it's okay. It was a nice track. Fewer paths there are here, more like room there is for wildlife. That's always good. Guess what? As you can probably see, I'm heading back. It was completely and utterly jam-packed full of people. So there's nothing to it. Now it is off the river cross that I joked about earlier. It's a long way. It will be raining soon and it will get dark soon, but what you gonna do? Utter disappointment. Well, it is weekend, so even wondering whether I hike straight back to the car, but let's give a river cross a chance because it's sort of in the way. It's getting a bit dim already, the lights, but there's a peculiar feel to hike in the dark, it must be said. I do have got my twig stove, so if the emergency strikes I can always stop and build a fire pretty much everywhere. As long as there is those dry low branches of the spruce tree, can use them. But anyway, let's not get carried away. I have got some salted nuts, got water off the river cross. Now that it's getting dark, all types of trolls and giants and ogres are going to be waking up here. There's one. Good luck, I've got my trusty blade by my side. So I think I can make it. Pretty murky. But anyway, just checked there the map. And I had the bearings a little bit from that junction there, from which this huge path started. It was 3.8 kilometers to Seitseminen, and that river cross is a little bit closer than that, so not impossible. I might even get there dry, but I'm not gonna run anyways, because it's pointless. But there's good news, there was a huge road here before, now there's just this, well, I was gonna say small bridge, but anyway, I wonder if you can see anything down there, but it is magnificent to behold, even in this dim light. And there as well. Let's see where the trail separates. It's not there yet. There should be signs. Guess what? No, this trail is also closed. It was the huge trail earlier, which I sort of speculated whether if it's the trail there. or not, but there was no sign, so I didn't dare to risk it. Guess what? I'm gonna sit here a while, investigate the map. Yes, guess what? Once again, back there, where I came from. I should have investigated those flags more thoroughly there in that lean-to area, because it's clearly visible on those that this path is closed and there's earlier junction, but since there was no indication there, no signs, I didn't dare to risk it. Should have taken a photo actually of that over there in the lean-to, so but they are always wiser. The accident has happened already. But now there's only 1.3 kilometers from that junction into the river cross, and so I'm still hopeful. So I think about a couple hundred meters to that junction there. Let's walk into the night. Now it is really utterly pointless to film anything without the flashlight. Anyway, let's try to film with this. Can you see anything? No, I suppose you can't. It is rather large path, then when it separates, it is a biker's trail even. So I think it will be easy to hike even in a pitch black. You never know. Let's see what's in there. That's completely new track for me. There it is. Goes there, but no signs anywhere that it is the right path. But it might be that I have to create some emergency shelter if this isn't the right path. Let's see. I shall find out a couple hundred meters or so, because there should be then a sign the old path comes in contact with this new one. What the hell is that? Anyway, comes contact with this new one. There should be a sign that says river cross. Something like 1 kilometer or so. And there's a quad bike tracks. What? Should have been biker's trail, not quad bike trail. Actually, those are for the hiker, and these are for the bikers, I suppose. But anyway, wish me luck. Never works, but anyway. It is nearly completely dark here now. So you can see even less than I. But you can probably hear that. There's the stream, and I'm hoping behind that stream that there is first of all a bridge over it, and then second of all that the old path comes in contact with this new one right after the stream. Let's see. If there isn't a bridge, then I pretty much had it. I have to go back. I have to go either into Saarisoljainen, Kirkassoljainen area, or back to that lean-to. Let's still hope. There's someone's napkin. starting to be bit sort of like Blair Witch Project now, doesn't it? Gorgeous pine there. You cannot see the top. No, you cannot see jack shit. But anyway, yes, there is bridge. I can see it already. Now it starts to rain. Now you can see. It is. This is this place now. There's the stream. It came to this place. Yes, I showed you this in my previous summer visit here. I think I tried to put a link for you there, but now this is properly Blair Witchy. Old mill. Rather creepy in the dark. Oh, but anyway, I think no more than a kilometer to go. Look at it. No, you cannot see still, but it is utterly brilliant looking. If only I had the storm lantern here, then it would be even more creepy. But anyway, I also put you back into the pocket and continue onwards. Rain or no rain. Well, I made it here. There's no one here. Rain started shortly after I last talked to you. There was a slight drizzle there. But now I got the fire going. And the tent is now, I often joke about more or less erect, but now it is more or less erect. In the dark, the drizzle sort of cut every corner you can. But now, let's enjoy this roaring fire, sounds of forest. Nighty night.
Yes, hello. It's morning after. It's a bit of a chaotic night. So ordeal now seems that it was one of those what the hell you were thinking of. Because I counted that lean-to to be empty. It was my sort of only hope for this trip, because my tent is too small. I cannot sit in here, and it is not very watertight, and since I erected it in the dark, it's even less so, but it's surprisingly dry in here. But anyway, everything else is completely and utterly soaked. I'm just gonna wait little while longer before I go outside and make me some breakfast, because at least the heavy rain should stop soon. It's sort of nice this as well. Just stop everything that you're doing and just lay down, listen to the rain. I've got 6 kilometers of hike today. That's nothing really.
Alrighty then, by the river cross camping site. Everything is wet, everything is pretty cold, but once you get to move on with your backpack, you sort of create some heat. So let's get a move on. Back towards the Multiharju. We tread lightly and slowly, so we get to behold these majestic views. I mean, in wet, the sort of contrasts are more clearly visible. And one of the greatest experiences that I have had ever really on these hikes were actually in the Seitseminen National Park, where there was a couple of days of rain under me and everything was once again very wet and cold, but it was summertime, so it wasn't cold, but Anyway, everything was wet, but then when the cloud coverage cleared and the sun came out and it hit the forest floor, my god, it was gorgeous. And the heat and the moisture that evaporated from the moss, and it was just divine. And the smell, of course, scent, smell, glorious. As you remember, there was a sign there yesterday on the Multiharju area that there was a old, pretty badly worn duckboards on this section, and they were not lying. This is pretty futile. And of course the stones and the roofs are slippery as well now because they are wet. But I will manage, there's no rush. I have a whole day to go. And it is gorgeous. This is rather young here. You can see it has been used at some point. It's been clear cut area, and then it has been left to its own devices. You can see the spruce and birch forming sort of a thicket. That's what usually happens, depending a little bit upon moisture, ground and soil and whatnot. But anyway, it will be glorious rather soon. Weak ones will perish and strong ones will continue to grow to majestic lengths. And once they do, there will be nutritious soil for them because of all the dead debris down there and the leaves of those birch trees. I have to put you in the pocket because I need to focus on this walking business. There was a small fireplace there. It's just a sort of third of the way already gone. I'm slowing down even more so I can watch this place. Now, the original plan was, if that lean-to would have been empty, I would have sat here all day, sat there all day, play little guitar, compose a little music and just enjoy solitude. But since I cannot sit in my tent because it's just too small, but perhaps next time I'm thinking if and when I want some solitude in these places, I think I might even rent a cabin. This way I can assure that I have got sort of at least the cabin area all by myself. I have to check on that. Perhaps even in the winter time. That's actually pretty nice. I'm skiing and then go into rental cabin, build a fire, be there a couple of days, ski around. But anyway, it was worth it, I think, just to see this. And oh yes, one other thing that I forgot about my gear, considering wet conditions, is that my rain poncho isn't waterproof because it started to leak everywhere it touches you. It's utterly pointless, really. Now, halfway about the backpack is getting rather heavy because, well, it's wet, everything in it, and it's getting even more wet by the droplet. Just over 3 kilometers it seems to hike today, so it's nothing really. Just as good. My feet are a bit sore from the yesterday. So, back to the start. Multiharju, astonishing forest. So I think time to sum up this. And I failed to call it a disaster, it was worth it. But few notes. Have a good gear. Keep it in good condition, which I haven't got and I haven't done. Be in good physical shape and mental shape, which I am neither. You can survive even when the going gets a bit rough. I did, and I haven't got those things, but they help, trust me, because my tent is so small that I barely can turn around in it. I cannot stretch my legs, so you have to do it outside, and when it's raining you get wet and cold, and then when you get to sleeping bag, wet and cold, and well, it's not pleasant. But anyway, good show. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time, I suppose. No, yes, I keep referring to the last time that I was here. Actually, I mean the second to last time that I was here, because last time I was here I was skiing in winter. So edit that out, edit all of that out.